No, there's some guys wondering, right, from my YouTube video today, what I do, how I get by. It baffles everyone. I mean, some people, they've always stayed clear from it too. It's like a void. I'm one of these guys that's on the age system, or they call it a handicap too in some way. And basically they tell dudes, they give you 20 grand a year, monthly payments and stuff, however they have it done up and stuff. And you can be in a house, you can own a house, you can rent, there's certain things you can't do. You can't have all these savings just sitting in your bank, right? Tax-free is different. You can't really say anything, but you can't have this huge net worth and shit. You have to do other things, around it. It's not easy either. There's actually a small percent of people on it, and they say they increase it. Yeah, they do. A small percent each year, so it goes up. So it's 20 to 24K, and then they tell dudes they boot them off and do this old age pension thing. Who knows about that? That's years down the road, right? I'm 37ish and shit right now, so I'm in a different class. I'm a lot different than my dad, which is get ready hauling off oil rigs and shit. There's the big balls, and Bill was a mechanic for over 20 years. And my mom's done different things, common here too, which is employs people. So I'm in a different class. I do this music shit. This music shit is weird too. They're telling dudes, the media is going to be different for blondies. I'm telling you guys, and the genies are tough. The genies are the tough guys. The media has set such a stigma before in this Jeffrey shit. So you're going to be in the scene, you're going to be a nice guy too, you're going to be from the middle class, but even though you're nice, you might go around stealing shit, you might get in some argument with your parents or something, or your girlfriend. And just be lucky you don't hit them, or, if you do the damage and shit, they'll keep tossing you out too. They won't be afraid to enforce the rules and crack down and do this shit, and it's just, that's how they do here. They'll be at your doorstep, even just to tell you too, hey buddy. So they give you, that's the good thing about different kings and the water G's. You have just a one-hit bob shield from the superheroes like her too, is the Captain Haywack. Show them what I do here too. So it's also a good life too. It's also a bit spooky for some dudes. It's hard too. So you gotta do. Just like they said, the king in Luke's 12:11 there and shit. It's like that. I stay clear from old Dave. I think the guy's a lunatic. However, they get people up there that made with this French war. The devil's still alive too. And they're tapping into a guy they got Medusa. I call the French chick there too here. I call her Medusa. They're looking at dudes in a quantum system right now. You're on an old Nintendo game. That's what they've been tugging for. They lose grip here, like why they try to keep shit a secret. Dudes like me, so they do it to white out. They see guys like me, right? They say, geez, he didn't know he was so social, and that's what I do here. Guys like me are kind of in Ghost, A lot of people have this big ego that gets fucking butt fucked when they start sitting around and thinking about stuff, get more grateful. They'll determine that some of the people around you too, how you're taught, how you're mothered, how you're fathered. I had good roots, good solid roots. My dad was the balls. I had a lot of free will here too. They bought me a lot of different shit, a lot of rare toys now, I tell you. And it closed down with GB years. With GB, I pushed out, silver, almost platinum heat there. If you compare my shit's it's going trippier than SIBO and shit, And I got Mars and Necro to kind of compete with too. I know they don't like I don't like the fan shit, so I know too, there are guys, it's the Jeffrey shit, going back into it. You gotta knock the fucking, you gotta bar the fucker out, man. He's tough, he's been at war, he's been, if you read about him, even Hitler and this Fox shit, if they run this Fox shit and the French chick, dudes are not stupid. That's why I said, this knowing about doing research into the towers number and shit, and years guys were in the towers era too. Once you see this Fox shit and shit might be connected and shit, and this romance scam shit, and they do this shit in the towers and shit, and even bigger building, this beaver shit, dudes are gonna be hanging hard. That's the way to get them. They think dudes are kings are playing it fair, you know. There might be a buddy too, but it's there's something hooked up legit too. But you know me, they'll see me doing the thing, you know, doing the weed plan and the medication too. So you got to take drugs for other drugs. Here, if you want a good night's sleep too, like they said, weed's high, man. It's good here, right? So, you know, they'll see me. You know, they have different. That's what the government does too. That's the funny thing. It's just like a mom or a stepmom coming and check in. By now, there's rules, right? Until you're older and shit, you're a king. And they don't know that. So, again, there's time, there's years down the road. Dudes, a lot of them, see dudes get snared into the funny farm. There's got no other option. You hit it a few times. I mean, it's tough. I mean, there's red shorts, you know, and just doing there's a few side things. I mean, you know, $500 a month and shit. But there's different rules. You can go work somewhere. But if you go to McDonald's and you start making over $1,000, you got to do your tax. Even though you don't make anything and they pay you, you have to do your taxes and shit, and register with the GST shit in the car. Or say it's just like other people, they'll start sending you letters and shit quick. They'll boot you off. It's different. It's different. So, I mean, they know it's locked in, there's different drugs. So, again, they're waiting for guys to walk in or something like, well, Dave, hang on them harder than Odin, you know. I do my shit, I have my video games, my computer, you know, so I work on serious music. I'm deep in the lab here. It's, that bowl kicks in, and you know I got shit in the bowl, you know, I'm on it and shit. So, I mean, so there's the bowl kicking in, but just the way we're doing it, man, it's not unlimited. That's the thing that drags them out over time, you know. I do my lifting and shit, and it's more than just talking. I know guys are just butter, right? But again, that's a lot of it's material ego. You know, the rich are not any different from me or Necro, really. I mean, Necro's got more toys and shit, that's for sure. The States is the big guys, you know. And now here, what do? Here they try to get you to fucking Camp Dave and butt fuck you like a lunatic with all these appointment scams and inventions. Just hang on them. They don't give a shit. They do, people do, but I mean, they know dudes are set. They can calculate it down the road. It's over gold, you know. They might and think I could press 10,000 copies, you know. In the future, I do it as reality. Why not take a shot of me in the future? Something will come up. I already have a few ideas, you know. I'll be more into the. I'm not really an artist. That's the thing about music. It's like, it's machine beats, right? No, a lot of it, a lot of pop music, a lot of rap. I just used a real drum kit, you know. So I mean, like I'm saying, me and Mars, we started off that Fruity Loop shit. We found out you could get sick shit off that. And I mean, there's better shit. There's stuff to explore. I'm young yet, so got the time. Dudes just do not know that. It stood until they can't even pronounce it. That's why it's a different percent of the game, man. And oh yeah, there's common shit. That's common shit. You know, they've done this shit. They've got it in the 70s. You know, I recommend more people get on because they know it helps a little bit too. They can drop shit too over time. I mean, whatever it is, but this is the mind game. This is schizoaffective. This is PMS. I learned over time experience. It's tough though. You're gonna go into the Doc S thing. It was different back in the day. It's far more rapid and effective now. You know, they got different guys in labs. This is me in the basement, man, roughing it out, feeling the iron and the mask kicking. That's how far they set this down. If you know you can dig in that deep, you seen the card, the Nine of Swords and shit, you're an 8, man, you know? I mean, a lot of kids have high ego. They're gonna learn that it's not overnight and shit, you know? I have chances too. You see they get popped out. What's going on? That's just how they do it when you're the snake, man. And they got that cowardly energy, the big old goat, right? It's different, man. You'll see these people, even your own race, your own color. You'll see it's different for these rappers, and some of them, you know, for me, it's not even cool. You know, I'm serious. When I grab that shit, that's a fucking sword, motherfucker. Get jacked in. Rambo's big. This is Bill Jr., you know.